Good morning, everybody. It's Kylie here from Hello Crafter, and sorry I'm a few minutes late. My phone camera decided not to do what it was supposed to do when I was setting it up, so just battling with the technology as usual. But good morning. This is my free card class that I do every Friday morning, and I use a different Stampin' Up stamp set of the week, sometimes a bundle, sometimes it comes with dies or a punch in this case, but I just like to showcase one of the stamp sets each week. And so I've been actually working with this stamp set. It's Tropical Leaf. Been working with this since Sunday evening, and I've been sharing lots of projects. So if you like these projects and you haven't seen my others, just go and have a little look on my Facebook and Instagram. And there's another couple of videos to go on YouTube as well. So yeah, have a little look around, get lots of inspiration for how you can use this stamp set on there. And I'll show you at the end of this little class, I'll show you some of the other projects that I've created using this as well. Hi Sharon, good morning or good evening for you. Hope you're well. Hope it's not raining today where you are. We've got blue skies, so that's really nice. Bit of wind, but looking forward to getting out there later. What do I need to tell you? Oh yes, the class is free. The class kits are free from today if you place an order in my online store. I've got a host code that you do need to use if you pop onto the Stampin' Up shop. You need to put this host code in before the checkout. There's a little box that says host code, and then you need to type that in, or it's even easier if you just click on the link that's below this video. That's the easiest way, because it'll take you straight to my shop and it'll put in the host code for you automatically, so you don't have to go typing random letters and numbers into the site. So it's a minimum £25 order gets you this kit for free. It's a bargain, I think. So if you don't already have the Tropical Leaf stamp set, you might want to pop that in your basket, or if you've already got it, or you've got something similar that you can use for these projects, then just use your order to get whatever you want. So that is that, and I'll switch you down and we'll I'll show you the projects and then I'll show you the kit as well. There we go. So these are projects. They're very green. I really love this parakeet party colour, so I've used this quite a lot in these projects. So if you don't have that, you could use Granny Apple Green. That's quite a good substitute. But Parakeet Party is so vibrant and lovely and bright, and it just goes with so many colours really well. So I've used that. I've also used Bermuda Bay and Shaded Spruce, but they could be interchangeable too. If you don't have any of those colours, it doesn't matter. Just use whatever greens you've got to complete these projects, because it'll all go. So we're doing, this is actually a 2-in-1. So you do one lot of stamping, but you create 2 cards with it. I'll show you that one. And this one is a lovely little shaker card. It's got a little bottle shaker dome. It looks more complicated than it actually is in reality, and I've done a lot of the steps for you in your kit. So if you do get the kit, you won't actually need to have this bottle punch, because I'll have done that bit for you. And then this one's a nice simple one. So we're going to start with the simple one, but I'll just show you the kit that you're going to get if you pop your £25 or more order in. As usual, got your tea bag and your chocolate. You've got the code for the YouTube tutorial in case you go back and have to come back to it later. But I'll email you that anyway if you order, and send you the PDF instructions, so you've got a tutorial there. If your order's over 45 though, you get the embellishments. So I'm going to include these ones. These are the adhesive back sequins in your kit. That's if your order's over 45, as a special little bonus thank you gift. So this is how your kits will come. You've got all your bits you need, little sequins and your shaker domes in there, and all your pieces cut out, punched. Not everything's punched, but all the non-stamping bits are punched and die cut. And then this is your kit as well, with your frames, and you've even got some little foam strips in there for you as well, and some card for stamping onto. So that's what you're going to get. Put those back in there, and yeah, starting with that one. So I've been loving playing with this because it's just really simple. You've just got 2 size tropical leaves. I think they're called Monstera. I think that's how you pronounce it, Monstera leaves. The stems, the veins that it's like a 2-step, so you stamp the veins over the top of those, and then some lovely sentiments. So you can't really go too far wrong with this lovely simple stamp set, even if you're quite new to stamping. It's photopolymer, so they're completely clear, and you just need the blocks to mount them onto. So I've got a couple of blocks here, so I'll just get some ready. You might not have loads of blocks, so you might have to do swap and change and clean as you go, but that's okay too. So I put those on ready. Where are my kits? That's the question. Here we go. Not that one. There we go, over here. So, oh, I forgot to tell you about the punch. So the punch punches out the larger of the leaves. It's so much fun. I love a punch, and I love a stamp set with a punch. It's so much easier than a die sometimes. I mean, I know you can get like lots of, you know, you don't have to get your cut and emboss machine out when you just pull out your punch and just punch away, and it's really quick. Oh, morning Helen, and morning Heather from Australia. Thank you for watching. It's really nice to see new faces on here, so hello and welcome. We have the bits in here. When you get your kit though, just make sure that you've checked the envelopes, because sometimes things get stuck in the corners. I'll put this away. I'll have done some punching for you, but I'll just show you how I did that. This stuff is the textured, now I'm just going to have to remind myself what it is called. It's in the January to April catalogue, and it comes in 3 colours. It's textured shimmer paper. It's got like a corrugated feel. It's gorgeous, and it's got that little tiny bit of shimmer, and it comes in shaded spruce, balmy blue and white. And it's lovely. I love it. But it looks amazing when you punch it out with the leaf punch, because it's got that texture on it. And then what you can do is just give it a little fold in the centre, just to make it a bit more 3D like that. I've also die cut out of vellum a leaf that comes from a different die set, because I just thought it just went really nicely with that, and that's the palm dies. So you've got it does coordinate with the stamp set, and I have got the stamp set. I think it's called Tropical Paradise or Palm Paradise or something like that. But that's the die there. It's lovely fern. So I've die cut one of those per card, and I've cut these strips. So I'll tell you the measurements for those as well, but that'll be in the PDF tutorial. This measures 9 centimeters by 13.3 centimetres, and we can glue the strips onto that. These measure 8.5 centimetres by 4.1 centimetres. There's 3 of them. So just place them together like that, and then we're going to just stamp a random pattern. I'm using Parakeet Party, the same colour as my cardstock, but you can use whatever colour you want. You could also use Versamark to give a watercolour effect. So you just want to do quite a subtle pattern on here. Because it is just a background for your main feature. So I'm just turning it, and I'll quite like to fill in the gaps with the smaller one, and it doesn't matter if you overlap them as well, because they look quite nice kind of with an overlapping pattern. So it doesn't really matter how you do this bit. So you're just getting a pattern on this paper really. I know I seem to say this every time I do a video, but I keep forgetting to ink up my ink pads, and so they're just getting a bit dry. Need to go through them. So the veins for the leaves just go over the top. It just adds that extra little bit of dimension, I suppose. It's just started raining. Thought it was too good to be true. I think it's going to be a bit blustery today. And then I'll do the veins on the big one. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, but if you're watching on YouTube, it'd be really great if you could click subscribe, and then I think there's like a there might be a notify me button. I'm not sure if that's gone now that I'm live, but there's a button I'm sure that you can click so that you can be notified of when I'm next going live. That would be amazing. I've just really started my YouTube channel. I've had it a little while, but I've only really started putting things on consistently, and it'd be really nice to kind of grow my numbers. I always get really excited when I get a message to say someone's subscribed. I don't know why. I think just because I'm like quite little at the moment, just starting to build following. I mean, to be fair, I'm still at that stage where I do get nervous, and I get a bit I always have about a minute before I go live where I think, how can I get out of this? I try and come up with some excuses, but no, it's getting easier. So that's obviously just glued on the background and then onto the card base, and there's your little 3-panel triptych thing going on there. I'm just going to stamp straight onto here with one of my darker ink colours, so I'll just get my shaded spruce out, and I'm going to try see, the hello just fits really nicely, but you don't have to use the same one, or you could grab a sentiment from a different set if you have something specific you want to say, but I quite like this one. Just going to stamp it straight on there. It looks all right. Oh, I'll tell you what I didn't do. Didn't prepare my this. Right, I'm just going to have to go really quickly and just rinse that out. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, put that back for now. So I do want to stamp myself a little leaf, so I'll grab some of my scrap card and I'll do a Bermuda Bay one actually, just so that I've got my 3 different greens going on this card. Something on that. You have to make sure your stamps are really clean. Let's try that again. Oh, I can see a hair. It's like a little hair on it. That's much better. And then the little vein. And then punch it out. Thank you, Helen. You're very kind. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Helen. I'm popping over to Steph's later. I don't know if you're in or not, but I've got your embossing folders. I can pop them in if that's all right this afternoon. Right, we are going to just lay these up with foam pads. As you can see, I've been using a lot of foam pads recently, but it's because I've been making a lot of cards, a very lot. And then I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue on. I might just take that stem off, put a little bit of glue behind there and then tuck that in. And then I'm just going to finish off with some of those. You get 4 colours in the pack of these. They're actually retired, but I do have a little stash, a small stash. They were from the Christmas catalogue, but they're so beautiful. And you've got the greens. The reds could work with this. They're kind of tropical colours. The golds will work really well, and these white ones as well. So you can choose what colours to pop on there. Just a little trio. There we go. And that's your card number 1. It's pretty simple. Just one little bit of stamping of your leaf. And the background as well. So that's that one. Okay, we're on number 2. That's your 2-in-1 style card, and the kit for that is it looks like this. You're gonna get exactly the same, but with 2 card bases, not 1. No, I need 2 as well because I'm doing 2 of them. Let's grab another card base then. But this is how your kit will come. All these pieces cut for you. You need to, this piece will have been die cut, so I'm going to show you that. But yours will have already been done. So I am using, to cut the frames, brand new die set. It's in the online exclusive, so it's not in the catalogue. You can find it on my online store. It's called the Radiating Stitches Dies. You've got the hearts, couple of circles and these frames, and they've kind of got this like It's not really, well, it's kind of stitched effect. And I've taken these two of the frames and I've actually just put a little bit of washi tape on to attach them together, because I'm going to cut them out of this piece. Grab my cutting emboss. I'm going to cut that out of the centre of this piece. This white piece measures 9 centimetres by 13.3. Just make sure it's in the middle. I always put it through at a bit of an angle when it's square, just so that it seems to go through better. And this is what you get. So this is how it's going to come in your kit, so you don't have to worry about that bit. I just thought I'd show you. So you get 3 pieces, and these 2 pieces are going to go on one card and this piece is going to go on another card, but you're going to stamp it all at the same time. What you need to do is you're going to glue it down onto, you need piece of scrap paper on the ground so you don't glue it to your desk, but I'm gluing it down on here temporarily. It's just going to be a temporary thing while I stamp, because I don't want it to move about. I want it to stay in place. So put the frame back in this one without gluing. Don't glue that one down, but then you can just add a little tiny bit of glue to the back of here. You're pulling it off again, so don't put too much glue on. And then take that frame away like that. Does that make sense? So you don't want to stamp on this inner frame, but you want to stamp on these two a pattern, so it's all in place like that. And then we're just gonna stamp. So I always kind of like to start with one kind of in the middle a bit. Oh, that's a weird effect. Maybe I didn't clean that properly or dry it. I quite like it though. I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you it in a minute. So I'm going to go in with my Bermuda Bay and just get a couple of big ones. So can you see I'm just holding my white bits down while I pull the stamp off, just in case it pulls it off, and then I have to redo that. So there's 3 there. Let's just get another one, little one here in the corner. Okay. Now I'll do Parakeet Party. Oh, 1 second. Sorry. Just around the island. Excuse me. Okay. One. Do a few of those. And then I'm actually not going to use my darker shaded spruce. I'm going to use Bermuda Bay again, but I'm going to stamp off first. So stamp off and then on. Can you see now I've got a 3rd shade, which is a bit lighter. I thought the shaded spruce might be just a little bit too dark. And then do the veins. So to got to remember which ones, or which colour this just about shows up when you do a second layer. Hello, Kayla Macaulay. Nice to see you. Quite a few people from the other side of the world watching. That's brilliant. Whereabouts are you, Kayla and Heather? I do love Australia. I was actually born in Australia. I guess hence the name. I was born near Sydney, and well, my parents are British and they emigrated in the 70s and had me and then moved back here when I was a baby. So I don't remember it, but I have been back twice since then and I love it. So there is your fully stamped frame. I probably could have squeezed in a few more just so that I had a bit less white space and just overlap them a little bit more, but I'm okay, quite happy with that. And now we can lift them off and assemble. So let's do this one first. So that's a reminder not to go too heavy with the glue, so you don't want to rip anything. If you have like that some low tack stuff, that would be better. So this card we'll do we need to layer this frame onto this piece, which measures 9.5 centimeters by 13.8, so it's just a little bit bigger, and I'm just going to glue that down. So you've got a bit of a whiteboard around the edge. And before I do anything else, I'm going to stamp a greeting in the centre. And I think I quite like the idea of having a bit of a background leaf as well. So I'm using my light colour, I'm stamping off, and then just stamp a light coloured leaf on there. And then my sentiment can go right on top with Bermuda Bay. Like so. And then you need to bring your frame back, your unstamped white frame. In fact, let's just put this on the card first. Put this on the card front, and then you're working on stable. Flip the frame to the reverse. You can kind of tell which is the back, which is the front, and then this is where your foam strips come into play. So I've actually chopped these in half. They come much longer than this if you buy them a full pack. But I'm just going to chop some. I'll put some at top, some at the bottom. Sounded a bit Yorkshire then when I said that. Some at top. I'm a fake Yorkshire woman because I grew up in Leicester, which is the Midlands, so I've lived in Yorkshire for about 20 something years. So I keep I've probably got some very mild accent at times. So yeah, the frame just pops on in the centre there, so it's raised up. And then the second card uses this little piece, the middle bit, and then you've got, I've cut you 2 panels that are a little bit bigger because I like a double layer. I just think it just gives it a little more, I don't know, just makes it that little bit more professional looking, I reckon, a double layer. Oh, Kayla, oh, Tasmania. Is it a bit chilly now, or are you getting into autumn now? So I'm guessing you've got some weather, shall we say. So these pieces, if I can remember, which I can't, even though I only cut them last night. So I measured this frame, this inner frame, and then I just added on about 1/2 centimetre. So it's 5. The first white layer is 5.5 centimetres wide by 9.2, and then this one's 6 centimetres by 9.7. And you could use foam pads actually to give it even more height. Shall I use foam? No, I'm just going to use glue. Stick that straight on there, and then choose a sentiment just to stamp along the bottom. And the ones that I tend to go for are the small straight sentiments, such as the ones in the art gallery, which I am predicting these might retire at the end of next month, because we've had them for a couple of years, and I'm going to be really sad because I use these sentiments all the time. So we'll see. I don't like to do too many predictions, but we're coming to the end of our catalogues, both of them. So actually, you know, even Tropical Leaf is an online exclusive, so that's different. But everything else in the January to April mini and the big catalogue, so might be going, might not be. We'll find out. Actually, if you're a demonstrator, you'll find out in a few days. Next Wednesday, in fact, we're going to get to see the new catalogue and the last chance list a little bit earlier than everyone else. Anyway, so those are card number 2. Oh, hi Louise, are you all right? Got your cup of tea? Oh, Kayla, the watercolour. I'll show you my watercolour. This is with the Tropical Leaf Punch, and I watercoloured some paper first, so I added ink, did some splats. I think I used 3 colours of ink. I used actually these 3 that we're using today. Use these 3, and I also splatted some glue, let the glue go to tacky, and then added some gilding flakes, which is what these gold bits are. You see them shiny. Loved making this. I'll show you what it's glued to. So I have these rattan, they're called rattan or grapevine rings, and actually they're bulky and they're wired together, and I unravel them and make my own size. So these are, I could probably make 7 or 8 or more even out of one that I've bought because I just wanted this to be smaller. So this is only about 6 inches, the ring across. I think the ones I bought were a bit bigger than that, maybe 8 inches. So when I've dismantled it, it looks like that. And then I just grab a bit, and I've got some wire, and I just wrap wire around and make my own. You can get them on Amazon or eBay, but then you need a hot glue gun. I don't know if you can see, lots and lots of hot glue to attach it. So I hope you like that. That was really fun to make yesterday. And the card that I made with it as well was this one. So I just used some of those leaves and just pop them on a card. Yay. Final card, the shaker card. So in your kit you will receive this bit already punched, but I'll show you that now. So this is a piece of 9 centimeters by 13.3 in Parakeet Party, and I've got my bottle punch, and just pop it in, line it up sort of centrally so it looks about the same, even either side. I've pushed it in as far as it will go up into the punch as well, and then punch out, and then you'll need that bit too. So this is what you'll get in your kit, like that, 2 of them. And you'll also get the bottle domes. So these little domes that you put your sparkles in, and you'll also get a little bagged up of these. These are the assorted sequins for everything or something. If you buy these, they come in 3 pots, 3 different colours, blue, green and pink. Really useful for stuff like this. So that's what you're going to get, and also a bit of linen thread. First things first, so you'll notice that this has got a pattern on it, this background. I've stamped that, so that's optional. You don't have to. You can stamp it with something else. You can stamp it with the leaves, you know, like we did on the first card. You could do that. You could do that pattern. But if you've got this lovely Tropical Hideaway stamp, the background stamp, then I recommend using that because it's lovely. Normally I would put it on my Stamparatus or a big block, but I'll just, for this to be speedy, I'm just going to do it, ink it straight in from the thing. I can't remember which way that is now. No, doesn't really matter. So avoiding getting too much ink on my fingers, I'm just going to rub that over. Missed a little bit on the side, but that's all right. And that's, oh, I better clean that before I put it in, otherwise I'll forget. And then, so obviously this bit's optional, the stamping background. You could just leave it plain if you wanted to. I've just realised something. I was meant to stamp it with that inside. So let's do that again. Right. That's quite hard to do, actually. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Something I didn't think of at the time, because I actually stamped, when I did my sample, I stamped it first, then cut it. But if you don't have the bottle punch, you can't do that. So grab a piece of washi tape. That'll do. And now I'm just going to try it on this side. I'm going to stamp the bottle at the same time as the outer. There, that worked. And then just peel the washi tape off. Put that to one side for now. Now, okay. First things first. First things first is lay this over your background piece. This is shaded spruce and it's 9.5 by 13.8. And glue the bottle down in the gap. So you know the bottle is in exactly the right place. Like so. Okay, now we need to do our stamping. So I've done that bit. So grab some of your scrap card and we want a couple of leaves, and this time I'm using my sponge daubers. So ink up in the lightest colour and then use your sponge dauber and the darker colour to add some darker either around the edges or in the centre, and you get your two-tone effect. Clean it off and then do it again because you don't want to put darker ink back into your lighter ink pad. Two big ones and a little one. For each card. And do the veins last of all. Sorry about that. And then we can punch out the big ones. That's nice and easy. And then we just need to cut out the little one. It's such a shame that we don't have a punch for both. Oh, and then we need to stamp the stems. See if it fits on there. So the stems are quite big. You need quite a big block for these. They don't even fit on this one. They fit on the E block. If you've got an E block. We are going to cut these out. Each one individually. And I should have thought of this and prepared it earlier, but it's pretty easy. Now, if you didn't really want to do this, I thought of an alternative. You could grab your green marker pen and just draw on the stems onto the card, and don't bother with this stamping and cutting. But I do quite like the effect of it all looking like it's been die cut. So I'm really doing my speed cutting this time. There we go. My tea's gone cold, Louise. And I've got gilding flakes in it. I just spotted. dear. I'm sure they're not harmful. Okay, now we need to get some stems on the bottle. So let's just going to chop some off the bottom of the stem and pop them in the bottle. Kind of doesn't really matter how you do that. Just make sure that they don't extend beyond the shape, the punched shape. Like so. So they're all within the shape of the bottle. So that's that step. And now we need to build our shaker. So flip. Yeah, flip that round to the reverse. Take your shaker dome and peel off the top. There's 2 layers of sticky. Peel off the top one. And then I'm going to flip it back over. So this is the front now, and stick it on. So now my dome is attached to that top layer, and there's another layer of sticky underneath. This is the kind of tricky bit, I guess, because we want to attach that to the card but with some sequins inside, and it's easier to put the sequins on the bottle. So take a couple of pinches, try and get them all on the bottle and not near the edge. Just pile them up a bit. Just take some time to make sure there's none round the edge, near the edge, so nothing will get stuck. Right, now peel the backing off. Because that will seal around the shaker, and then add a bit more glue around the edge onto the card. Now do your best to line that up and get it right over the bottle and right in the centre of your card. And now just seal it all up. There you go. And now you can glue that onto your card base. And then we can just do the decoration. Need some stems coming out. So you might just want to chop a little bit off if they're too long. There we go. Most of that will be hidden anyway, so you'll just see a little bit of the stem. And then your leaves. Let's put one there. One there, and the little one, just tuck that behind, just there. There we go. And then the label, you've got a little die cut label, and that's from, I put one of these, which is the tailor-made tags dies, which I've obviously lost. There's always something that I lose every single week. Let's see if I've got a spare one. That's too big, isn't it? Ah, found it. So it's the smallest one, and it does fit that hello really nicely. So that's what I'm going to use. A little hello stamp. And then all I've done is got some of my baker's twine. It's probably a bit too much. And just done a little bow. And then this gets attached with a foam pad too. Just there. And that's that one. So that's that. Before I go, I do need to tell you that I've got my crafts, what is it called? Craft and cocktail night, which is next week. It's next Thursday. If you're local to me, Guiseley, Menston, Belden, Leeds, Bradford, whatever. It's my first crafts and cocktails night at my local bar social place. We've got a private room, so it's going to be really nice, and you can get a cocktail, and we're going to make the I'll show you what we're making. This lovely paper flower wreath. That's what we're making. It's going to be so relaxing, so fun. But I'm hoping to do it again. I am doing this as a separate project on 16th of April. That's just going to be at my house, but we're going to have tea and cake and make one of these. And that's going to be a lovely Sunday afternoon. And I'll be putting other events on as well. And also, don't forget about my card club, because I'm already taking new registrations for new members to my card club now, between now and the 9th of April, for April's card club box, which is going to be very, very nice. So yeah, join my card club. I'd love it if you subscribed to YouTube, and I said I'd show you the other cards, didn't I? So I'll just do that now. But if I don't see you before, I'll be on Facebook Live again on Sunday night with my new stamp set of the week, which actually I'm deciding between two. So I don't know whether to come and do a vote again like I did a few weeks ago, because sometimes I just cannot make a decision at all. So these are the ones that I made on last Sunday's Facebook Live, and then this one as well. I did the 3 different colours, and then I came and I did these simple ones on Tuesday, on my 10-minute Tuesday, and I actually made 3 cards in 10 minutes, but I did 2 extras as well in different colours there. And then obviously this one that you've seen, which is the watercolour wreath. These are my 2 others, and then I've done my wreath as well. So I don't think I'll have time to do any more leafy projects today or tomorrow, but if I do, I will show you them. There we go. Look at all these. This is what I've made this week. I just feel really productive when I see them all. I'll take a photo of them all actually later. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you joining me for crafting on a Friday morning, and I really appreciate your comments too. It just makes all the difference when I know that people are at the other end of the of the internet when I'm talking. But thank you again, and if I don't see you before, then I'll see you next Friday morning. So catch me then. Have a really great weekend and week, everyone. Bye.